Alright, welcome back. At long last, the fabled Needleful game development streams have returned. I am the fabled Needleful. Let's see if I can manage these audio levels. Well, I guess that's about... maybe there. Okay. So this is... look at this. I now have a fade in to the window. I've decided that I'm going to stop sharing the entire screen, because I feel like that just leaves, that's ample opportunity for things that I don't mean to show. But okay, what am I doing today? All right. Let's add a, let's get that. So it's very gracefully right here. That's very graceful, I think. Actually, how do I, you know what, I'll scale this up. I'll stretch it. There we go. Like it's on purpose. But anyway. Last time, I was like, or I decided to play through the game, capture some of the bugs, or like write down whatever bugs I found. I found 68 bugs. Writing down the bugs took nearly as long as actually like making them. So I guess what I should probably do is figure out all of these. So let's go through things, because some of these are going to be a bit bigger. Like I know these two are going to take a while, so let's move those down. Because eventually what I need to do with the I need to make a new environment system that has like nested environments. So like you can go inside a building and then go inside a room, and that room has different ambient light than the building or the outside, which currently you can't do, or at least you couldn't do it reliably. Oh yeah, also I need to put in here, just remove the music for now. Alright, let's do that. Oh wait, I'm gonna have to... uh-oh. It'll be a bit fiddly to figure out this new streaming setup where I actually, like, am deliberate about what I capture and don't capture. And let's switch to music that's a bit more subdued. So this was Shaolin Afronaut's Flight of the Ancient. I think it's music that's more suited for listening on its own rather than with a guy talking over it. Let's do, the easy choice at all times, which is to just have, actually, how loud do I want this? A little louder than I used to have it. Music was always a bit too quiet in my streams. I already forgot what I was going to do. I was going to remove the music, so let's go to global. Music. Do I have it managed through music? Because I've realized something that I want to do is the music in the game right now, it just fades into a loop and then it fades out when enemies are away. It's annoying. I don't like it. It is, in general, not what I want. So actually what I could do here probably Oh, wait, let's check my... So I'm going to go to... You know what, I'm thinking I'm going to go to back to display capture. So that way I don't have to manage that. Now it's an automatic transition between applications, because I'm not going to be like using applications on this window that I don't want to show. Oh, okay. So what I did was, what did I do? It seems like I've done multiple changes. That's my, hang on. Whatever. I'll show what I did. I've done very little work in my 3-week break because that was sort of the point of the break. But I did do a little bit, and I think it's kind of fun to point it out. So I added, finally... Is my controller working? No. I added at long last a texture for the flag, so you're no longer placing down a white flag. I may want to change it at some point to be a different color field, but basically there's a little rose color, or a little rose thing, a stylized like rose that you're looking down on from the top. And then some blue and red stripes. Let's teleport 63, I think, because there's another flag that I want to show off. Wait, why am I... Oh, I'm glowing because I forgot. I did a thumbnail thing where the player's face was too dark, so I just added a light to the player to fake it. Originally, I was just going to superimpose a 3D model, like a render from Blender, into it, but it just looked bad. But then the player's face was too dark. So I cheesed it. I faked it. I did a bullshot, as they say. Uh-oh. Okay. So I think... Oh yeah, this is Z fighting. I know how to fix that now. I just need to do it now. I guess we can do that today. Yeah, I think the performance is something that's concerning and something that I want to get done. Because no matter how good the rest of the game is, if the performance is just unacceptably bad, that's it. Like, then the game isn't going to be fun. Oh. Oh, nice. It's shaded. But anyway, there's two flags for the country Valen, which is Jackie's homeland. There's the modern one, which I'll have to figure out how to not have that happen. And there's also these imperial flags, which represent the older, like, they have a bunch of those red dots for colonies. And I'm assuming the blue means something, but I basically just put down whatever looked cool. And they have the same rows, though slightly different, a bit more complex. So it's like, I don't know, showing off that well, actually, this flag is like, it hasn't been used in like 200 years, is sort of the story now. Like, they haven't had most of these colonies for like decades or more. So it's more like an aspirational thing for the military now to use that imperial flag, which is sort of, a little bit messed up. But that's kind of the point of it. Well, let's see. What was I gonna do? That was all of it. That was basically the only thing that I've done in the game, other than like minor bug fixes when I was... I don't even know if minor bug fixes are things that I've done. But anyway. I don't think I even finished my thought on music. The music in the game is annoying because it's not implemented in a way that reinforces the game. So I think I need to be much more situational with how the music is done. Actually, I'll leave it, but I will remove this, so there's not going to be any exploration or well, there will be. I guess maybe by default there'll be no combat music though. And so that way, let's see, if I unmute the music here, options, audio. So now there should just be no music when enemies are around, wherever enemies are. I can get there faster than teleporting. So what is it? There's a house over here. And I'm still unsure as to what is causing the, like, massive drop in frame rate sometimes, like when multiple enemies are alerted here. Because I think it must be something to do with the house. The house is a complicated collider, and something to do with how the enemy's collision detection works with the house when they're alerted specifically. Because if I go in here and they stop, like they calm down, then suddenly the frame rate's great. And he's still there, because I haven't finished the quest, and I'm not going to in a little while, because I don't know what to do still. Because I'm also in a paradoxical situation where I want to have like a baseline level amount of content for the game, but I don't want any content in the game to not be good. You know what I mean? Like, I want the game to have content, but I also don't want to just add things for the sake of adding them, like... You know, like basic quests, like, oh, do this thing, like, give me 3 rats. You know, that classic thing. So that means I have to actually, like, write good content, which is hard. Capacitor 113 should clear tasks for the tree tower and at the village tower. Oh, I think it's task notes. Okay, let's do, what would that be? I have to get back into the swing of this. Where would it be? Would it be in main now? No. This is set up so poorly. But okay, what I need to do is remove the note for the tree tower and this, let's see, the tree tower. Task note place. Oh, none of these are going to be useful anymore. Because these tasks were designed for activating the medium. Let's put that in the bugs as well. Uh-oh. Because originally you had to get 3 capacitors to activate the medium, but now you only need 1, and you're supposed to get it from inside the village because it's just a basic tutorial. So now I need to figure out, because I still want this dialogue, because you still need to know where these are later, but they need to be integrated with the rest of the, with this. If the task is active, the tree tower. Oh, ask tower is what I need. So mark map. Let's say task note place. And Riley should have one as well. Okay, so now I can do task remove notes place, I think. Task note remove place. Okay, task remove place. So now those will not clutter up the map. And let's do all right. I guess that does what I would want, at least to solve the bug. So let's see. Armstrong's task notes for activate the medium aren't useful, as that's just a tutorial task now. I will figure that one out after I figure out the landlord one. So why would traded coats have been 1? Maybe I did trade coats with the NPC. Yeah, let's see if this bug still exists. So I need... Also, let's see if my map has anything. Okay, so it does have my default. Good. Good, okay. What was that? Did it really take that long for the sun to show up? Oh wait, the entire point was to see if I can trade with him. Because was it... Yeah, okay. So that is wrong. But why is it wrong? So the landlord... Could we trade coats again? Traded coats. Do I have my save? How to save? .trs. Close tabs to the right. I don't know what any of these are. Oh yeah, starting a script for a devlog. If you haven't... I found out there's basically no overlap between YouTube and Twitch because I made a devlog and it got like... I got like 100 subscribers from it. But literally none of them moved to Twitch or Twitter. So they want to see the devlogs, they don't want to see the streams. But I made that. What was... I literally already forgot what I was going to say. Uh-oh. Okay. What are my flags? Do I have traded coats? No. I do have a bunch of already generated coats, though. Yeah. Also, I need to figure out what I'm going to do for the... So a big performance thing is when I load in a chunk, it loads in the entire chunk at once. So I need to figure out how I want to, like, stutter that or stagger that more. But what I might do is, I guess I'll need my other LOD system first, because that way I'll load in the inactive stuff first, you know, stuff that can be rendered without scripts, and then render in the scripts after that, so I'll have to put that in there. Let's put that in the bug list. This bug list is getting longer as I type it. Okay, somewhere in the middle here. I've literally forgotten. I'm hopeless. Okay. This function is just wrong. Is the conclusion I can come to. So if we go to dialogue, Dialog viewer. So it's this, coat trade plus speaker stat. Does it start swap coats before it does? No. Swap coats is there. It's sort of confusing because I have two functions called swap coats and trade coats. Trade coats is what initiates the dialog sequence for trading coats. Swap coats is what actually swaps the coats and marks that they're traded. So this would more accurately be called swapped coats because you've started the trade but haven't actually traded. But no, that stat isn't there as far as I can tell. I guess what I can do, let's do string global game state stats. There we go. Now that is some content. Okay, so we need traded coats. I don't see anything here. And also, it should be called traded coats. I'm hearing my phone a buzz. Hang on, maybe stats.keys. Uh-oh. Okay, but this is better. Because I think it tells me... Yeah, I'm still not seeing any traded coats. Though I should really work on a more compact way of representing all of these paths, because this is data that's going to have to be loaded from and to the file. Okay, no, I don't see that. Okay, let's see. Okay, so he is wrong for some reason. And then let's check Armstrong to see if I trade coats with him. Okay. There is something wrong with that. Also because I pressed Y. Hang on. Because I entered in, and then I press Y, and then nothing happens. Which it's supposed to happen. So there's something off with my trade coats button as well. Mention coat. So if mentioned coat, get next. Otherwise, if coat item, mention coat, return subtopic coat. Okay, I think this... I think I changed this recently, and it didn't work. Let's try go-to here. Because I think that's what it was before. But, no, but that shouldn't do anything, because that just call stacks there. Nah, I'll try it. Or, hang on. I'm going to look in my repository, so let's do... we'll go to github.com/needleful for my epic Jak 4. And then, what is it? UI dialog viewer. No, it's not components. I'm going to turn this music down a little bit. Where is the dialogue viewer? Hang on. How do I not understand where this is? Oh, it's just in UI for some reason, but for some reason I can't see it. Okay, let's look up the history of this thing. More mana work, persistent follower, fixing up dialogue, improving map. I need a log for one specific line. Traded coats. Because this seemed, wait, no, not traded coats. Trade coats. Because I think somehow this is the wrong, like this is done wrong. Because one is it doesn't feel like it's quite correct. And naturally, it's in some massive change that I didn't properly categorize. Yeah. I should have done this. Current item equals coat item advance. Oh, I just realized why. Because this trade coats function is not run by the runtime. So basically there's like this sort of runtime thing where like I can return these result, no skip, result end, result skip stuff. So this isn't being properly run, I think. But I thought I could unify it and be clever. But no. What I have to do is I have to do that current item equals coat item in advance. And that should... And that might actually explain what was happening, because it might be that it's doing something weird with the get next. Like it's not even doing anything with the logic checking. And instead it's just putting it there. Let's see if that's the case. And I've been thinking, I've been sort of lenient on the performance for the game while I'm streaming, but odds are most people are going to see the game through streaming, either from me or from somebody else at some point if the game is released. Because that's typically how a lot of indie games are. You just see it more often than not, like through through streaming nowadays. Like people don't go to like itch.io and like play random games typically. Okay. So that fixed it. All right. So that is now fixed. That teaches me for preemptively making things like unified and fiddling with code that already works. Test notes for activate the medium aren't useful, but that's just a tutorial task now. I'll throw that in the middle somewhere. And ledge grab on enemies will be an interesting one. Let's see, missing prompts for some gamepad buttons. Let's go to that. Because I think it's literally only the LS button. Open recent. Open prompt. Pad generic. There needs to be assets prompts. Gamepad RS. So let's save this as Gamepad LS. And then check out this brilliant thing. I can change this, right? Yeah. Boom. And hopefully my fridge isn't too loud, because it suddenly decided to start up. Okay. Now we have this. Let's see if I can figure out how to export this with the entire page. Now, I guess I'll do 90 pixels. That doesn't seem like right. It doesn't seem like it's right. Let's see the scale of my gamepad prompts. So this is gamepad 8. Yeah, because I have everything from 0 to 15 now. Is that correct, though? Okay. I did do it wrong. This is supposed to be the entire page, 128. Export that again. For that. Rename. I should probably just have... Oh well. I don't fiddle with these too often. Okay, I was able to export without much issue. I finally mastered Inkscape, I think. Okay, but now we have, like, all of our lovely buttons, I think. Where's that tutorial even shown up? Is it when I get, like, a thing? Well. That should be right. Races can finish if you enter the zone and fall down a distance, I think. Oh, okay. That means if you cross the finish line without touching the ground, but then eventually you touch the ground, then it works. Okay. So let's go here. I guess I'll need to teleport to 62. Where am I? Uh-oh. Where am I now? And let's also give me... This is probably a sign that I should, give the player the hover scooter earlier because I don't like walking around in this area. It's kind of boring. Okay, but the race I was going to work on, or the race where I noticed this bug, was this one over here, because there's that you have to get to the top of that building, and it's pretty easy to fall off. And I need to fix these buildings, and I need to fix. It's kind of hard to talk to this guy actually. So I think it's essentially, if I cross that and then I touch the ground, yeah. I have to be on the ground and inside the thing. So, what exactly did I do there? I think this is this the right one? It might be 75, 73? Yeah, I think it's 73 actually. If this will, oh no. Oh yeah. I have no idea. Okay. So, the race. Fish exists. So, race, end. Connect body entered on race end. Body entered on race end. At end equals true. At end. So this needs to be or player dot in race end dot get overlapping bodies. Oh wait, that's not quite right. This needs to be and. Okay. Did I remember? Yeah, I did remember to save. Oh yeah, it actually auto-saves after your dialogue. So yeah, I need to put him in a better place so that way the player can actually like, Yeah, I'm gonna move him actually right now. Oh. Because that was also an issue for the Captain Redford, because he's on the train track, or I guess most of the NPCs on the train tracks, because it's physically difficult to walk up to them and just talk to them, because you can't initiate dialogue from the air. You can only do it by walking into it. Wait, aren't I supposed to, okay, so I can't talk to him there. Now I'm compelled to get the gold time, but I'm probably not going to. Uh-oh. Wait, I think I don't... I think the ledge jump... Hang on. Okay, that does work. Okay, my gold time is now off the table. Maybe I'll get bronze. I need some... See, I could do with music here in the race. Because this is more situational, and you're only doing it in like 60-second bursts. So let's do... Okay. So I can't just be in the air, I have to enter it from the ground. Or I can enter it from... I can also hopefully jump and land, but I think the code says that pretty well. Okay, so I think that's another bug crossed off the list. Permanently locked out of Orstad's dialogue if you back out of talking to him before Mum is mentioned. That's another one that I'll have to, How will I fix that? I think it should be... So basically what happens if we go to Orstad's dialogue, because he's kind of a main NPC. Player... Is he in shops? Yeah. So all this stuff only happens the first time you talk to him. Where there's like Plateau Shop Mom. So what else could I do here? So if there's not Plateau... So if neither of these are here, the player has basically soft-locked themselves. Because basically you have to choose one of these dialogue options the first time you talk to him. And if you don't, you can't mention these again. So what I could do is... Let's also make these a little abbreviated. I should have been making these separate git commits. Oh well. So let's do Plateau Shop Mum. So about my mom. Plateau Shop Secret. Otherwise, Actually, I don't need this. Because I have two different scenarios. One is the player mentions their mother to this guy, and then they can talk about her. The other is they don't mention her to this guy, and then eventually they can mention it if they want to. And I'll just say, and if the player exited out of the dialogue at the first time they did this, they would not have, like the player would not have done this, but we'll fiddle with the we'll just fiddle with chronology and say, like, basically Jackie is now gaslighting the player by asking Orstad about this. But okay, and that should give you that. Let's see how that works. So I'll save in town and then I'll quit so it reloads it. And then the bug was triggered by just entering dialogue, immediately exiting out, and then trying to talk again. Okay. Is there anything in here? Alright, I still also need to figure out. I think I'll just make it so that the top no longer has collision. Or when it opens. Okay. And then let's try this again. And there should be a new dialogue option to ask about the bug should be fixed. That's the main thing. So we have a little bit of this, and then do you remember when I asked you why I came? When you asked why I came here? Okay, and then yeah, and then if you do that, the exit dialogue does not reflect your mood at all. What is sub-exit? Mentioned mom. Let's mention that again. So that way it reflects the mood. So that way, if you exit out immediately after that, it does the more somber thing. Because I already figured out that the exit dialogue wasn't very appropriate otherwise. Okay, so that gets a soft lock fixed. Manner. Exiting the lockbox makes it impossible to talk to the captain. Why was that? Let's see. So this one's going to be definitely a big one. Because it's some very weird performance thing. So I'll just pretend it doesn't exist for now. And I think these ones are not because the reflection probes are missing. I think it's because I have a new ambient light system. And because it's animated, walking into a thing doesn't change it properly. So I'll have to figure out how I want to deal with that. Because I used to be able to have dark lighting from just changing reflection probes. But I will. I should also not fiddle around like that. That second draft shorten up the dialogue. Nah. I know what to do. Map stutters and jitters like crazy when panning. That is true. Well, now it's not terrible. It's much better than it was before. Well, it's still pretty bad. I don't know what's up with that. Because you'd think it wouldn't be a dramatic thing. It'd be like changing like one uniform. Let's see, maybe it's something to do with like, maybe it's inconsistent. Yeah, maybe it needs to be, maybe all that needs to be in physics process. Because maybe it's just like maybe it's just some internal thing where it's the inconsistent frame rate. I also need to make the pause menu different, I think. Because right now it renders the entire scene behind you when you're paused. Like, that's not like a screenshot or anything. That's like a full-on thing. I think that makes the inconsistency even worse. Yeah, and then I need the ability to like undo that. How would I get a reflection or like a pause menu thing? Because basically what I would want it to do is when you pause, it takes a screenshot and then it makes that a texture. But it should be a screenshot with no UI elements, which is going to be complicated. Because that might mean that I have to have one frame of the game without any UI elements, and then it takes the screenshot of that specific frame, and then it shows the pause menu. Or if I can somehow, like, get the frame buffer before it's rendered the UI, which I don't think I can. I mean, I guess I don't care that much. I could just make it... And then how would I make it so that you don't have... Like, because then I would need to hide the frame, the texture in these parts. And then show it again here. Hide it again here. Because here you actually, have a proper camera and everything. Also, I'm noticing this bug a lot more. These like little seams from the shadows. So I think the fixes that I did to the shadows might be causing that. Okay, but for now, let's call that good. I don't think I actually fixed anything, though. I know what I'm going to try. I'm going to try making it so that the camera is not visible. So what is it? This thing. Yeah, I'm gonna try. Ooh. Let's get all my status menu things. Video from January. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thanks for coming to the stream, and I appreciate it. And yeah, I do think... Well, yeah, I had a lot of fun making that video. Let's see, and right now, I'm trying to fix a bunch of bugs, because right before I quit for the winter break, I collected a big list of bugs from just one playthrough. So it's like 68 distinct bugs that I'm trying to fix. And I'm looking for improving the pause menu performance so that the map doesn't jitter. I think what I need to do actually, I need to close everything and then just get these. Let's do like, player dot set global dot get player So basically what I'm going to try to do is when this thing is active, it will not render the camera behind the pause menu. And I'll do the same thing for the journal and the map. And saving and loading, and the wardrobe will be different because it'll be well, I guess I can just do oh wait, no, that's not where I need it. If active in player, P now let's do player dot set camera render true. And in this case, no matter what happens, I think the player will do that. And now I need a new function. Let's see. Godot's okay. I like the workflow, but I think there's significant shortcomings with the performance, specifically for Godot 3. Like, the profiler is very inaccurate, I've found. And so I'll get frame rate dips, and I just can't reliably figure out what's causing them. Like, I found out recently that there were physics process things. Like, you know, it does it every frame. And I was like, oh, the profiler only says it's doing like half a millisecond of, adding half a millisecond to the frame time, so that's not the issue. But then, regardless of that, I was like, well, I'll shave that half a millisecond off anyway. And that, like, tripled the frame rate from like 20 to 60. So I was like, uh-oh. The profiler is telling me things that aren't true. So let's see if render dot so this is a camera. Mask equals I guess How do I get the max int? I guess I could just do 21. Because it's only 20 bits. So that gets me that. Else camera equals 0. In this way, I don't actually fiddle with the current camera, because it might be a camera other than this one. But that should make it so that when I pause the game, there's nothing behind the pause menu, I think. Oh. If not rig, return. Oh, okay. There we go. So now there's no... Wow, the frame rate here is still bad. Or it's like still jittering really badly. And also, why is the options? What do I need here? I need... Where is the options menu, actually? I think it must be this one. Well, that explains that. Set camera render not active. Oh, okay. That's because I set the pause. This used to be the pause menu, so this script is called pause menu. And this one, okay. So what I'll need to do is now, yeah. If player it feels like this is rendering even worse though. Like at an even lower frame rate than it was before. Also, eventually I need to improve this menu, because I think I need to completely rework it, because I'm not going to make icons for all of those objects, so it'll just be a list to the side. Yeah, this whole thing just has massive stuttering. Okay, let's try... Now let's see if I can figure out how to pause. So if mode paused, How do I get a screenshot? And what is this? Oh, right, this is my... I was looking at Git stuff. Godot take screenshot. Godot screen capture. Okay, I'm going to try this. So if should pause get viewport dot mode So let's try. So I need now for all of these for all of these to have a texture rectangle behind their background. Also, let's do let's hide right here. And then we'll show after. Get no. Okay, and then for friend No, for C in what should this be? It should be the pause menu. So let's do get children mode dot paused child sub menu get children. So this is each sub menu will have sub menu dot set texture. Okay. So hopefully that all works, because now I need this new function. Function set ground texture t so that'll be in all of these, wherever my pause menu is. Oh, I should have. Oh well. Actually, I know a better idea. If sub menu has method set texture, hopefully this doesn't cause issues when I don't pause. Well, I guess actually what I should do is just see if this works right now. Whoop. It's really, really aggressively trying to pull the mouse out of there. Okay. So I see there is no texture. Though I do see one frame with that. So yeah, I need options menu, map, journal, inventory, save and load. Uh-oh. I was being clever and thought I could do it like that. I thought I was being clever on all of these. Actually, how's this gonna work? Yep, yuck. I'll have to fiddle. Well, I guess what I could do that would be better is just have the pause menu handle this itself. But then I'd have to do a bunch of stuff with my, well, I guess not really. No, okay. That would have been a better idea. So let's undo all of that work that I've done so painstakingly. Because none of these are going to be here. And I'm seeing I didn't even properly add the... Okay. What I'm going to do instead of this dumb nonsense... Oh, I literally didn't add it anywhere. Like the functions... There's supposed to be functions in here. Okay, but what I'm going to do instead... Texture rectangle. It can scale, and it will occupy the full rectangle. And now there's a background. And now what I can do is screen texture dot flip y. Let's see. So let's just do status menu / texture rect dot texture equals well, what if I actually did create from image? Then I don't need this, and then I don't need this. And also, I don't even need to flip the Y because I can just... flip the vertical there. Now let's see if this changes at all. And let's do scale and I want it to scale in both dimensions to fit the full thing. Oh, I'm realizing now. It's because I have the dialogue viewer still visible. Okay. So now there's just a background image. And if it doesn't work, it'll have a noise texture. Or it'll be empty. And this way, then all I'll need to do... Oh, okay. I actually do need to do an image texture. Create from image. Look at that. Now I have a texture, and all I need to do is hide that texture when we do whatever our status menu is. So what do I do here? If hide background or show in C texture visible equals show background. Okay. So now all I need right now. So now I should be putting significantly less load on the GPU. Too bad that doesn't seem to do very much. Oh, I need to retake the image though when I do this. Also, what is up with her? There's like pixels. Oh wait, it's because I'm saving the game. So there's little particles just about showing up. Okay. But we can see an issue here where, and also, look at how yucky that is. So I think what we need is, for the status menu, to handle this itself. Well, hang on, what I'm going to do, if false and. Let's make sure that that's not causing any weird issues. So now we have our wonderful noise texture. Okay, so that ugly, like, zigzagging motion, that's horrible. That's just awful looking. Look at that. Okay, that's a different bug, though. So this works generally okay. And let's see if it actually improves performance at all. I'll leave that on the side there. OBS taking up 60% of my GPU. And Firefox, ooh, at 25%. Oh, Godot engine's taking up like 3% of my GPU, so this is like nothing. Okay, that's funny. So that was basically, I'm gonna say it. I think this was probably a waste of time. I don't think that was the issue. Especially considering it seems like Firefox and OBS are taking up most of my GPU and the window manager, which I don't get. But like Godot was taking up like nothing. Which does lead me to believe that most of its performance issues, so I've had a theory that it's mostly due to thread contention and cache misses. But yeah, I think one of these or the other. Okay, I guess this one must be Godot. It is 21% now. That's a lot more than it was before. Okay, so it's at 20%. And then let's try pausing. Okay. So it does use less GPU now in the pause menu, which, you know what, I'll take it. Hey, what's up with this? What? Wait, what? Did I break? Hang on. What okay, and I can't pause, or I can't unpause. Oh, sorry for flashing lights. But what is that? Oh, I know what it is. It's because UI cancel. Okay. UI cancel should not be escape. I'm going to make this backspace. Because otherwise I'm going to be contesting with the fact that also for some reason a lot of, well, what is that though? Why would it have, okay, so now it works again. I'm pretty shocked that I did not, okay. What does this mean? So I've introduced an entirely new and novel bug, I think. So if I pause with the keyboard, for the first time, that is okay. Pausing with the keyboard doesn't activate. So what is that? So you press the pause button, which can be escape or this, and then it does the set mode paused. And then when it sets mode to pause, I mean, none of this seems like it's based on the controller. Hang on, I need to really drill down into what exactly is happening here. This is a stupid bug. Escape. Map. So this is not updated properly. This is not updated. This is not updated. Oh, I'm realizing what it is now. It's because I'm clicking through the tabs. If I do page up and page down, they should work right. Yeah. Okay. So it's because the mouse navigation isn't implemented properly. Okay, that's not as bad of an issue. So mouse not work in UI. I already knew this, but basically not all submenus. Not all submenus release the mouse. Controls, clicking pause menu tabs breaks them. And that's because they're based on so the solution to this is probably just to so what I can do is I can just use hide and show instead of this set active function, and then I can have a signal inside the object so that when it's shown, it just does what it's supposed to do. So that way it hooks into everything naturally. That'll be a bigger one. So I'll put that somewhere in here. But yeah, okay, I already knew that. Annoyingly large hitbox above flower targets when spin kicking. Map stutters and jitters like crazy when panning. I didn't really fix that. I tried my best. I mean, I guess I really haven't. Because we need to figure out... What could we figure out? It's almost certainly because I shouldn't be setting this like that. Let's go to the map. Scrollable map is a sprite. Maybe if I made it a viewport with a camera? But that would then be complicated. Let's see if anything in Godot has this. So let's do like Godot panning large sprite stutter. Oh, that's some cool. There's some cool advice in the for Windows. It's basically it is advised to deal with it. Just give up. Just live with it. I think that's good engine documentation for your video game. It's like, it stutters, but fuck you. We don't want to fix it. I mean, it says this is done with windowed games instead of full screen, but I'm in full screen. So I guess that might not be the issue. But it does use borderless windows instead of true full screen in Godot. So it's like, could that be the cause then? Yeah, that's making me mad. Let's see. Also, the keyboard prompts are not updating now. So I'm looking up documentation now. This may be one where I have to investigate more deeply. VSync. Wait, what was that? So for some reason UI cancel wasn't. Oh well. Does this improve anything? If anything, honestly, I feel like the jittering is worse. Like the frame rate is lower, but it's more consistent, I guess. I guess maybe I need to have VSync disabled by default then. But then is the frame rate limited though? Because it feels... Now the controls feel kind of off. Hang on. Oh no, I guess... Huh. It feels like I turned the camera sensitivity up, though. Okay, but yeah, here we have the stuttering. Here we do not have the stuttering, or at least it's... But it just feels like it's a lower frame rate. It just doesn't feel smooth. And it's like, you would think panning one image, you know, would be an operation that wouldn't be terribly, like, frame rate intensive. Hang on, let's check. Let's run the profiler here. Start this bad boy up. Weird frame rate. Because there's these huge spikes. It's not letting me see. The game is not running it at this frame rate. Like this, so this seems like it's saying, it's like, oh yeah, it's like 100 FPS. It's like, no, it's not. I can see the frames. I can see them. So why is this one taking... Okay. So I need to... For min position... So we'll assume that when this is set active, we can get this min position and max position, and the player will not resize the window while they're playing and mess it up, or while they're in the map, which I guess I can't really guarantee. Oh crap, this is based on the zoom scroll. Or zoom scale. Okay, so that's why it was there instead. Let's just update zoom. And then when the player actually zooms in, it does all this stuff. And I'm also going to have a, I'm also going to, well, is that really going to be, I don't know if that process, yeah, let's get a VAR panel. Let's replace this with panel. Looks like there weren't too many left. Let's see if the frame rate is any better. It actually does feel smoother. Hang on, let's see with the let's see with VSync on. Holy crap, that feels terrible. Okay, so I need to... Okay, yeah, and it's running, it looks more consistent, I think. Because my laptop is weird because it's technically 120 FPS and not 144, but what they mean is, I'm pretty sure my laptop just runs at 144 but stutters every few frames. Because at least that's what I've measured in other applications. So I guess this could be just consistent with my laptop. But okay, so it seems like this is, well, not significantly faster, but it is lower than the one place where I checked it in some places. Can I actually see one of these spikes? Oh, they're like, it's like offset in a weird way. So this is the long frame. This is the frame that took a long time. And there's basically no indication of why. Because it's not in the script functions. It just decided to take a long time. And these also still don't really match what I'm seeing, because it says it's like, oh yeah, it's like 60 FPS, or it's still like 100 FPS at best, or at worst. Okay, let's just write, I don't know. Let's disable VSync by default. Ouch. Okay, let's just say that's kind of fixed, kind of. It does feel a bit smoother than it did, and the GPU usage goes down when you paused. So if the player has low frame rate and they pause the game, it should hopefully, the frame rate at least in the pause menu should be pretty good. Manner, exiting the lockbox makes it impossible to talk to the captain. That'll take a bit of play testing to get to. Enemy did not aggro when I shot it. Let's see if I can fix that. Or let's see if I can even detect what that bug is. Yeah, they're not aggro to me. So I need, let's see if the pistol sends the damage, because it should be, if it has to take damage. Yeah, the source should be the player. I think I know what it might be. Last attacker equals source. Set state AI.damaged. Okay. Let's start with the crawler. Oh, I think I know what it has to do. It has to set it active as well. Because now they don't have their physics process unless they're active. So that means that when the enemy is damaged, if an enemy was damaged and they weren't active, they won't become active. Oh wait, I can just teleport there. And what I may want is some sort of communication system so that the enemies like alert each other when the player shoots them. There we go. Now he's mad at me. You know, I should probably make these guys have like a default visibility that doesn't let them see under walls and things. Or under the floor. Yeah, let's just add that right now. Because this awareness here, let's just make it a cylinder shape. And so they can't really see anything below them. Because there's an entire like class of bugs, or at least like wrong visuals from the NPCs getting alerted from that. You know, I'm also going to add a cheat thing here. So let's do for C in random. Don't I have something like... Hang on, let's go to management. No, it's an ammo manager. Yeah, there we go. Dot max dot keys. Let's see. What is new text? Okay. So now we're going to have echo, which will add label, and it'll add child, and then... And so this way, I can get those. Well, I guess... So this new text should be appended to the history first. And what is this index? Yeah, so let's add all that. And then it'll parse it, and then it'll do this, and then it'll do that. And that way, I can just rapid start and get all the weapons and whatever items I think are important. So then I can just do rapid start, teleport, 85. Oh, it doesn't give me the, okay, it doesn't give me the time gun, though. There we go. Now I have an unreasonable amount of ammunition. Okay. And let's see. I think that should be everything for all these guys. And also, there's an enemy right above me who won't notice me until... Yeah. Oh, I got crushed. Okay. So I think that's good. So I don't think this thing is there. Put item get text over player's head. Let's see what that looks like. So should be in the Gamering UI system. Where's my item get thing? Let's say there. And then, is there a capacitor that I can get that's near here? Or any sort of item that I could get? Oh yeah, there's armor in... What is that, 97, I think? See, what I need now is the ability to, like, rapidly, I think, move from place to place. Okay, so this is armor. I'll put it a little lower. I wonder if move speed up 20. I think this still works. Yeah, it does. So now I can like cheat and find things. Also, I need to like properly put those things around. All right, so I'm looking for this. All right, that's about the right place, I think, for that. See, this is how the game was meant to be played. Oh, okay. So that gets this. Medium, the door should be visible from where the capacitor is inserted, and one random light casts a shadow. Let's see. I think I'm gonna remodel the medium, so I'll put those later. See, 1112, indicate where the pocket of enemies is, make tutorial tiler harder to miss. I just realized I need... Oh. Okay, I'm gonna add a BRB scene, because I forgot to do that. Let's do an image. So this will be... Where will it be? Is this the right one? Okay. So now I have a nice little fade in. When I go, be right back. And I will use it right now, because I'm going to be back in a minute. All right. And someday I'll even figure out how to make proper key bindings for my transitions for the streaming. Okay, so what do I need to do here? And there's a weird thing where now these are kind of screwed up, but I guess... Well, that works in my favor for the lighting previews, at least. Because now I can actually tell where the borders are. So I need to make this more obvious, because these are some bad guys. So I guess I'll put, like, rocks. Let's see if I can... There we go. We're getting my advanced lore in here. Actually, can I just, like... I wish... Yeah, see, now I can place it against the ground. It's just little things that I wish worked better. Actually, I guess I could just add that to my list of bugs. Have to fresh scene in editor to place objects against things. Wait, did it stop working it stopped working all of a sudden. Oh wait, no it didn't. Okay. So yeah, now there's like advanced lore, because look at this. There's guns in the ground. This was some sort of outpost or something. And they might even get an upgrade up here. Nah, actually, yeah, no. Let's even put a little tower up here. Or a pillar? You know, and let's also do, let's see, what do I want to, so I would like, Where are... Are there any, like, pickups around here? Did I remove all of the pickups because I didn't want to deal with it? I'm so lazy. Okay. Let's just add a system, multi-mesh system. This will be the pickups for this outer valley area. And then I would like a pickup here. Just a little trail of things. Yep. Welcome to the stream. I'm fixing up some stuff. I'm adding some collectibles so players actually know that there's stuff up here. Let's see, where are these at? Yeah, all these pickups should be in this one. And originally they were protecting a bunch of bugs, so... Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've spent a lot of work on the visuals of the game. Probably a little more than I should have. Though... Oh well, it works. I think it looks pretty good. Because I have plenty of time to add more stuff. Wait, there's a capacitor in here? That's ridiculous. I don't know when that happened. Let's see, so I think those should be relatively clear. I'll put a bug here. Because this level can be kind of trivial. Or this mission, I guess. Uh-oh, I have to do that again. Alright, so I want to make sure that this looks pretty obvious. So I think by default the player won't really be paying attention to it. Or they'll be running around getting stuff. They'll probably notice that pillar up there. And they'll probably notice, yeah, they'll definitely notice these, I think. Though I would kind of like to signal to the player that they have to choose where to climb. I guess there's plenty of time for the game to get really hard and difficult. I can just let this be like sort of a freebie. Though the frame rate I'll have to fix. Wait, why is there... There's a, like, blue light here. It's not from anything, though. Oh, it's an ammo pickup and I can't pick it up. That makes sense. I eventually need to actually, like, model that. So the frame rate in this region is still pretty bad. Yeah, hang on. I may want to... Let's do... Let's exit out of that. Batching. Oh, that's just 2D. Okay, here it is. Enables use of bounding volume hierarchy instead of octree for rendering spatial partitioning. This may give better performance. I'll try this again. Because that's what I've had. And basically that means that now the order in which things are rendered or culled, I think, is determined, or the order in which things are culled is determined by this volume hierarchy. Like, this is not a very well structured area, though. Well, let's do, like, zone valley. And let's put everything in this little valley here. Into this zone. And then tower exists. Enemy's gone. So this I'll have to duplicate because I'm going to have that be hang on, let's put this back inside of here. And this is the other one. So this will go in the valley. Oh, crap. I messed up all of my flag stuff. Hang on. Okay. Let's do this very slowly. So this enemy is gone. We'll be out here. This will be reparented. So we'll have this inside of here. So like this is going to be, because this controls some logic, but it also controls some positioning. And now it's going to control some culling. So this goes inside of here. Yeah, because the village area... Yeah, that's okay. And tutorial Tyler has to be out here because he's kind of messed up. This should be in the valley. Where are these? Like I said, this and this both need to be in here. So that should somewhat manage the culling. And then I can go a little bit deeper with the tree. Yeah, the frame rate is pretty bad in here. What is it, though? Yeah, because we're getting horrible frame times, like 25 FPS. Yeah, there's just something not right. Let's see. That'd be something interesting. Though admittedly, I don't feel like I'm very good at time management since the only time I develop is when I'm streaming. Like, that's the main reason I stream, honestly, is just I don't have the ability to not procrastinate otherwise. And even when I'm streaming, I have a bad habit of, like, what I'm doing right now, like, play testing for very long periods of time. Wow, the frame rate is getting very bad. Let's see. But yeah, I guess mine is, I don't know, creating a routine worked really well. Wow, the frame rate really does, like, drop like a rock. Or the frame times drop like a rocket. It's great. But yeah, so I guess my main advice would be creating a schedule and having some reason to keep developing. Which for me at least was just having a scheduled stream. Yeah, I think for these now, what I can do is start parenting things together to improve the culling. Because I think that might be the main issue now. Oh yeah, let's see. What would you tell people not to waste their time, resources on at the beginning? Oh yeah, I guess that's a good one. So in game development, there's a thing called the minimum viable product, which has two different meanings. One is there's a video essay by Extra Credits, a YouTube channel, where they explain it as basically a prototype where, like, you're thinking, what is the most basic gameplay that you can have? Like, in my game, it would be like, even if the minimum viable product was kind of big, it would basically just be running around and jumping, or like, and like the basic movement. So you would just create a level that does nothing else except for, like, have you, like, go from one place to another using the running and jumping and, like, your whatever basic mechanics you have. So that's basically the first thing that you need to do, is just get the whatever movement you want. Man, the frame rate is so terrible in here. And then after that, what I would work on is there's a different definition of minimum viable product in the broader software development world, which is literally the product, like literally a viable product, as in, if you were asking people for money, what are the things that they would expect in your video game? So that suddenly gets you different things, like an options menu and the ability to save and load and stuff like that. So it's basically like stuff that I think a lot of people wouldn't think to add very early on. But it's basically saying, like, the first thing you do is you make sure that your actual gameplay is going to be fun by just making that first, and just the most basic version. Like, even if there's no, like, enemies, or if there's, like, lots of things that you would want to add, but you think they might not be in the game, you can just leave those for later. And then it's things that are, like, going to make the game feel like an actual video game, like saving and loading, pausing, changing the settings and things like that, which, again, I think a lot of people wouldn't think about those right away. But they are things like you can have a game with no cutscenes and no dialogue and no story, but you can't have a game where you can't save the game, or like you can't save your progress, or you can't change like if it's full screen or not. Like that's just not a complete game at that point. So yeah, I think very early on, trying to make the game feel done as soon as possible, and then everything else that you add is like extra. Those guys can still teleport. Hang on. Another bug that I need to add to the bug list. I'm also going to add a bug next to tutorial Tyler. Yeah, I should probably write that in a script at some point. Because I do think it's worthwhile advice to think about. Let's see. Wow, Okay, I'm gonna... At least for me, I think now one of the more serious issues that I need to look into is that frame rate. Because as it turns out, adding more stuff to the game does not improve it. So yeah, I'll say that that's good enough. Remove all wardrobe except where thematically relevant. I can do that. I'll do that sort of... I'll keep that around. But I'll do that like as I work on things, because I want... Yeah, because there's no wardrobes in this scene. And yeah, that one's good. Let's see, this one could be tricky. The if defs have comments that serve as progmas. Yeah, that'll be a C++ thing, so I'll save that for later. Plus, I'm not even using the Uber shaders. You have to refresh the scene. Okay, I'm going to try to figure out this one. Because there's just something wrong with how I'm setting up, because they have a force that they can be applied to reach a velocity. And I'm not doing it right. Yeah, this is not right. So it should be, I think it should be desired velocity plus equals speed times dot. Then we do that. So basically, its desired velocity should be going toward the thing. Well, yeah, I guess this is basically right. And also let's have the target velocity be if velocity dot length squared greater than speed times speed, desired velocity equals essentially, if the player is moving faster than this thing can move, it'll try to move in the same direction as the player, but only as fast as it can go. Yeah, and I do have an acceleration there. Alright, let's try this and see if the guys don't teleport around. Because basically, before, the amount of force that they would use to accelerate was proportional to their distance from the player. So if they were aggroed from really far away, they would just snap to you because they would get super fast. But now it should be that they can only move so fast. Though they will, I'll need to figure out how to make it. Oh, yeah, they still do that. Okay, and now it's like really, now he's really screwed up. Yeah, because look at him. Okay, so his acceleration, I think it should be like 3. And I'll also make it so that if the desired velocity, so if we're within the exit radius, now let's do if L maximum radius. Oh, okay, I already do that. But let's do it up here first. So basically it normalizes it, and then if it's outside of, or it's in that exit radius, it goes negative. But if it's inside the maximum radius, it goes to 0. So then it's not concerning itself with that. And hopefully this means that it won't fling itself around so much. Yeah, I can see that he's still, like... Alright, let's lower his acceleration again. Like 1. Because I think he's still snapping to position when he first gets aggroed. And I think he can also move too fast. And this does mean he can actually move faster than his... Yeah, there's something weird with how he does that. He's kind of fast. And I know there's a few more in here, so I'm going to see how they behave, because I think they still... They're not super fast anymore, but they are still pretty, like, evasive, which is good enough for me. Yeah, you can see them just, like, jut down. Yeah, they're like trying to maintain the same position and distance. How did that guy get there? What is this guy? That was the tent pole. Hey, Alex. Yeah, my vacation was pretty nice. I worked on a few other projects, and that was fun. Yeah, it's nice to be back and streaming and actually working on the game proper now. Let's see, so these guys... And hopefully the tent pole guy is still behaving properly. Wherever he is. Actually, I can fix... So there's another bug that I need to fix for ledge grabbing on enemies. So let's do that now. Hang. Or can... Oh, I just meant that, I haven't worked on the game at all during my break. So it's nice to actually be working on it again. But let's see. So the cast is colliding, and the cast collision normal is greater than that, and not cast dot is in group. Yeah, I think it really is necessary to just take some time to just not even think about a particular thing, to actually get back into the mindset of doing it. See, so I need to figure out if that new line made it so that I can't grab or ledge grab on these guys. Yeah, I'm very fortunate to have a job where I can have a pretty good work-life balance right now. Oh, they're doing their thing. I should probably figure out how to fix those guys up, because they're just going to do that forever, I think. Let's see, what is gotcha? So I've basically fixed this. They still kind of snap into position, but it's more like they're suddenly alerted and trying to follow you. So let's just call that some bug fixes. And I'll say, I didn't have very many wardrobes anyway, so that'll be easy. Oh, and I already had a... Yeah, so I have that somewhere else. See, this one is going to be pretty big, because I need to get the day-night system, or my environment overrides to be changed. The pistol should be somewhere else. I guess I'll also... No, I won't keep it. The entire point was that it's too early in the game. Because basically, you do the tutorial, and then there's this thing in here. So I'm going to just delete these. Let's see, days off. I think days off can imply the same thing as vacations, but it can also imply that the business has given you a day off, as in, like, you're just not scheduled for that day. Where a vacation is more explicitly like you have chosen to take those days off. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I would say every vacation implies that you're taking days off, but you might be taking days off not for a vacation. Yeah. And I guess, I don't know if I use this specific... I'm wondering what term you mean, otherwise. Let's see, what did I do here? Yeah, this one. I know what'll be up here. This will have... So there was a coat here. There's now going to be a pistol. Maybe at the base of this? Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what exactly the term would be then. Yeah, because I guess holiday break would be a good one. Outlets. I don't know if that would be the right word. Let's do a new game here. So I'm going to pretend that I'm playing this normally. Wait, why did I have the option to see you? Where's Armstrong's dialogue? Yeah, thanks. Happy New Year. Best of luck in all your exploits. Wait, I know what I need to do. For some reason, I was dropping into the main loop, but I had nothing to say, so it's just exiting. Okay, so I need to go to a cave. And it doesn't quite look right, because now I have the lighting at the top of the player. And I may want to make this more obvious as well, because this is like the main object that you need to find. But, well, I guess it's not. It's a pretty small area, so hopefully the player wouldn't get lost. Oh yeah, you know what? Something I'm going to add now that I'm thinking about it. Well, now I need to add an animation for it. I'm going to make it so that rolling and roll jumping consume stamina. But I need two new animations for that. I need a failed roll and a failed roll jump. So that way if the player doesn't have enough stamina for those actions, it's clearly indicated by their appearance. And maybe even a new run cycle for that. Because it'll be like very important to indicate to the player that they're too tired to do something, rather than like not giving them a hint. What was that? There's something wrong with the... There was something wrong with that button press there. It didn't activate. Did I reparent something? So I need this. And without further ado, oh, I just don't have the event that's supposed to happen there. What am I doing? Literally, like, the functions of the game are missing. Alright, but now it doesn't matter because I've already spoiled the first attempt. Oh well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this have a stat, which will be... how does this work? Yeah, so this is persistent, and it needs to be pistol 124. So this will be pistol 124. Okay, so now I'm trying to contextualize this pistol, because it is kind of weird that they just left the pistol here, since in the story, they pretty frequently comb these... Well, I guess they wouldn't really frequently do it. But these places have been picked clean for a while of any, like, scrap that they didn't want to, like, keep around, I guess. Well, I guess... Okay, so I guess, now that I've said that, they would have picked this tower clean a while ago, and then just ignored it, because it's not like this copper is going to grow. Because basically, one of the main exports of this region is refined copper, which they get from just tearing down these old buildings and melting down the scrap. Okay, so let's see. This pistol here is on the roof of the copper building past the valley. I think this isn't quite right. In the valley. So I couldn't say. The palaces have been picked clean for some time, so I'd have no reason to visit. I suppose if somebody comes asking for it, I'll point them to you. All right. So that should mean that the player should at least do a little bit of fighting without the pistol first. But not too much. Alright, also when a chest is opened, it should not be part of the target group anymore. Let's see if I can fix that. Oh, this is a door. I see what to do. I'm not even going to have this parented to the lid. Instead, this will be, well, I can just, actually, I can make this into a kinematic body composed of these boxes. And then what I'll do is when this is damaged, go to advanced, this will just be deleted. I equals target. What does that mean? Alright, I'll just see if this does what I want it to do. Yeah, those guys aren't very intelligent. Okay, and now I no longer have that, though I also am missing one of my ammo spawners. Oh, okay. Oh wait, no, I think that's what it's supposed to do. I don't know if the frame rate is... Wait, hang on. Why can I not? Yeah, the frame rate is alarming because it feels significantly worse than I remember it to being, and I don't know if that's because I have... And it might... Now that I think about it, it might be because I had Reddit open, because it's a very performance-heavy website. I think that was actually it. I had Reddit open in one tab in Firefox, and it was killing the frame rate of the entire game. I think. I mean, the frame rate's still bad. Okay, so I should make sure, one, yeah, so that no longer hurts me. It is kind of janky that now I can, well, I wonder what would be better then. I guess I could just make it so that the collision is temporarily disabled as it's opening, but then... Actually, that would make it even worse when you collide with it, because then it would push... Like, you would be here if you hit it from the back, and then you would just die instantly once it, like, reactivated its collision, because it would try to eject the player. And now we have basically the only code I'll need for the rest of the game. So I think that fixes a few birds. So move the pistol somewhere else. Disable shooting when climbing. 124. Custom awareness for Death Nat. Let's do that now. So this guy should be aggroed only when the player enters this area. Yeah, this seems about right. So now, basically, when you cross this entryway, he'll start shooting you. Now that I think about it, I bet a big performance killer would be these projectiles. So I'm gonna also... Let's make it so that I can have like, what should I do? Management, so far, Whoops. Okay, so I'm going to make a generic object pool thing where I can make like multiple objects. Because what I'm going to do is, let's see, where is firing a projectile? Fire orb. If I need object pool. If object pool has an orb, else orb equals instance. And then it basically does everything else it's supposed to do. And then the projectile itself will have when it's queued freed, it'll do object pool dot put orb self. And the object pool will, let's see, if type and pools return pools, if not type in pools equals type dot back node if node dot is inside tree get parent dot remove node. I wonder if this will cause empty or orphaned nodes. But okay, so this should mean yeah, that should be fine. Actually, I guess what I can do, I'm gonna put down some turtles. So my favorite little guys, because they kill the frame rate with my current setup. And now we'll see if the game can handle them. Whew. Oh, remove child. What was that? That was a little suspicious. Okay, so the second they are removed, what does that mean? So I'm assuming that's some sort of infinite loop. Let's see if this does anything better. I think there might be some sort of like jank with the physics process. Nope. Let's just print. Okay, so I'm seeing nothing, is what I'm seeing here. It did not print anything. So like I press remove, and then it didn't do that. So is it somehow not removing itself? No, but so this function doesn't print. So we do this. And then we do this. And then we do this. So why did I not see this before? And we step into this. If the node is inside tree, so now it works. Why does it work now? Clear monitoring. This function can't be used during the in/out signal. Maybe I'll call deferred. So maybe that's the issue? That there's something weird with the signal? This does mean that it'll be one frame more than it should be, though. Okay, but that does fix the issue, so that was the only problem. And then, oh, right, everything has to be reset. So I think the timers aren't properly being set. There we go. Now we're getting some excitement in here. Let's see how the frame rate performs if I now undo that. So basically, if I just do pass, and then I do turn false. Okay, let's see what the frame rate does now, because it should be that it dramatically worsens as it constantly frees and makes new things. Oh, also the nodes no longer work properly, though. It actually feels okay. Like, I don't see much dramatic change. Well, I think there's more stuttering now as objects are deleted and created. So I do think this improves it. I don't think it improves it as much as I was hoping it does. Yes, and I should, okay. So I think that does what I can with these guys. Though I don't know if that actually... I've done all that work. I don't think that'll actually improve the performance with the other guy. This guy. And I can also replace all the other... Because I had a few other places where I was adding, where I was doing object pooling. But now I have just one common global class that I can use for all of that. And I can introduce more bugs. See, I'm gonna need to look up... I'm gonna need to figure out ways that I can help the profiler, or at least, like, ways of actually profiling the game, because the profiler is not giving me much information about why the frame rate gets so bad, or, like, why this still... Like, this does not feel like 60 FPS. This feels like... Well... just feels jittery. All right, let's call that for now. Let's see, I think been streaming for a while. I'd like to go for a walk. But I'm going to... I'm going to update my schedule. I have no idea. I'll be back at like 4 p.m. Well, no, it's 2 p.m. my time. So I guess it'll be 3 p.m. my time, so that'll be 1 hour from now. And that way, I can go on a walk. And I'm in the mood for a sandwich, so I'll get a sandwich. Alright, I'll be back in an hour, and I'll keep fixing bugs. See you then.